Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Rahman from Numerical Method 0, and my NPM number is 0686280. Okay, in this video, I'm going to explain about my understanding on I'm going to explain my exam omnipresent method. So in this video, I will explain my self-evaluation on my learning on numerical method, uh, learning using day 5. And the third one is I'm going to give a comment about AI that was created by Elon Musk. Okay, first of all, we go open the file. Okay, it did. There it is. So from my understanding about my self-evaluation that I answered this in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From my experience studying numerical method, I always come across to study and learn more about numerical method. First, I get to learn DIY for the first time until my last study about optimization. And every time I study class, I always make video about what I learned from the class and explain to so other people can learn from my video. In my study, I create video about my understanding in YouTube. In total 9 video for me to study. But what I regret the most is that I always stay on my comfort zone and never go beyond what I shall study. For example, when I try to simulate a complex form object on CF, I experience a hole like a wall. I cannot think of a way to pass it. So I fail to try using it to learn how to stimulate fluids, but I use uh, study other videos to learn how to find ways. For example, use SolidWorks. I use simulating fluid SolidWorks because I cannot use CFD. I don't know how. But the reason I was disappointed is that I can learn more, I can study more. So I didn't try doing it again and again. I basically gave up on that project on that shape because it's really complex. Finally, I used SolidWorks to when I finally at the end I always give up and choose another way, but I should learn more how to understand more. From my experience above, I understand no humans are perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes, other things we make. So this exam, I don't know what I should did, but 85 is maximum I should get because yesterday I do everything I had to study in this class and nobody was perfect and I should never to get perfect score in the exam with mistakes I had. Now I start about learning to numerical. Day 5, day thinking, intention, in detail thinking, analyzation, instruction. So we focus on understanding the as where to stimulate fluid, and finally we learn about optimization, learning about circular economy, and so much more. So that's why I start getting 80 scores. So now I'm going to learn about numerical method on plating of mass spring system. From my explanation, in day 5, there are first remember first, remember is constant. While I'm working this project, eh, solving the problem, I need to stay conscious so that I can solve problem with the correct steps and correct answer. That's how I do it first. And second, intention. Intention about of our finding problem. Okay, as you can see here, my intention is objective on explaining about my analyzed simulation in code to show how math system works. Math, this object is to give understanding about my system's productivity and for my education. But before that, it's important for us that we pray so that knowledge of the problem give us knowledge from God. Ta'ala. Now we move to the second step, it's initial thinking. Initial thinking, gather all the data, give it assumption. Assumption will help solve problem. So from this initial thinking, uh, when we learn about mass spring system, there will be energy that revolving around the object. From usually is potential energy and kinetic energy. We can define using mathematical, but first let's discuss about potential energy and kinetic. Okay, first of all, potential energy. Potential energy, the energy stored in the object due to its position. So that means the potential energy happen on the object. When we analyze the object here, there is A, X, and W. W is a gravity that's come down, pulling the spring to go down to the earth. That's why M times G, massa kali gravitation. So there are two happening in potential energy. First of all, gravitational potential energy, negative mgx. Why I assume that negative? Because it's go down. If it's go down, it's called negative. I assume that it's negative. And if it's go down, it means negative. So what what other that affects the equation is x. Because it will go down, it will stretches, become even longer. So that's why the Vm frictional potential energy M equals minus mdx. Next is elastic potential energy. Gravitational potential energy focused on the object, happen on the object. But elastic potential energy is happen on the spring. It happens focused on the spring. That's why the elastic potential half times k times k x quadrat x x quadrat. So from the result, this potential energy equation. But because they go down in way, so the potential energy is V equals Vm plus Vs. Negative mgx plus half kx quadrat. The given meaning, V is potential energy, T is kinetic energy, Vm is gravitational potential energy, and Vs is elastic potential energy. And next is kinetic energy. When there is energy that goes down, there's some that goes up. It's the so the kinetic energy is the energy of an object in motion. So it means that when the springs go down, the spring is trying to push that object up. So T equals half mx quadrat. There is a dot here. If you can see, there is a dot. After we begin the initial thinking, we find out that there is a potential energy and there is kinetic energy that happen in uh, the object here. That's what the point after. Make sure we go to the next step. It's idealization. Idealization is a process we simulated, using equation, write the equation to make sure the result is understandable. So after we gather all the equation from mass spring system, we can begin to use Lagrange function, or L, is defined as the difference the kinetic energy and potential energy. Why I use Lagrange function is because we need to define the difference in kinetic energy and potential energy. So L equals T minus insert the data. So here we are. L was half mx quadratic minus min mgx plus half k quadrant. That's dot here. And L equals half mx squared. No, sorry. There is no, there's a dot here. L equals half mx squared plus mgx because plus, this is plus mgx minus half kx quadrant. So this is the only step, the shape of Lagrange function, but still not using uh, Lagrange first. So we begin to transport the data. So the equation of motion are derived from the Lorentzian using the Euler-Lagrange equation. So here we are. Turns d per dt L per Lx. There's a dot here, minus L Lx. From then, the simpler side, simpler makes simpler, is per dt and x dot minus mj minus kx. Sure. From that, we that it assume that g, k, and m is constant. Remember, constant. So we simplicize, we make it disappear, causing m x dot, there's x dot, previously it's only one dot, minus mj minus kx equals 0. Then we simplicize, we need to find x dot on top equals g minus kx per m. Here we go. This is the function. We figure it out, the function we need to find. So this structure from the idealization above, we translate the equation and transform it into code and gave the simulation. So because this is complex, I I make a simulation. I make a simulation that make it easier for us to understand. Here we are. Okay, we need to compare it. Okay, we just need to compare it. So we are back off a little bit. Okay. Uh, Deified is the numerical method. So from this, it's important to import matplotlib, and animation. Make sure we give the simulation data to convert the number and turn into a digital one. So the data we get from this initial thinking is that we assume that G, it, because we only simulation, we simulate that G is 9.81, K equals 40, M equals 1, equals 1, and initial conditionnya is x0 is 0 and x dot 0 is 0. And T final set the simulation time frame per second. The frame per second on simulation on final 10 and 30. And we assume that uh, uh, depth spring mass friction ODE. If you can look at this, just this is to remove this equation and put it in here. And mg, we assume that is x dot. After that, we think this to solve and use spring mass friction and output solver. We put the output here for y equals. This is the this on make picture animation. Yeah, okay, this is for animation, and the result we get is this is the result we get from the simulation coding. This is what we get. The spring mass system phase diagram is here, 0, and phase diagram per minute is for the example here. And finally, spring mass system. This is what we are after. Look at that. They're trying to stabilize when there is a force. The spring try to stabilize their, make sure there is force, make sure they still, causing them to stop moving. So after that, we can assume that the code it works. So now we get in. Okay, we get into comment about Elon Musk question to GI or she. So from briefly, I'm going to explain Elon Musk has been prominent figure in discussion about artificial general intelligence or AGI. AGI refers to type of artificial intelligence that has the ability to understand and early knowledge across a wide range. Then for specific tasks, AGI will be capable of performing any intellectual task that a human can. So if you still don't know about what AGI, we're going to watch it together. From the look of the video, Uh, Sorry, but I cannot show all of it, but uh, right. So you can watch a few videos searching about Elon Musk guy in general. So from what I watch, is that first of all, AGI is in one step for future more advanced technology, great advanced technology AGI. So from my perspective is that one step to use to create advanced technology AGI, but we can uh, be considered dangerous for prospectively because if AGI already perfect and sure, some of the job are probably a job that requires human effort, probably going to replace by robot with AGI on their mind so that it can talk and speak like a human, so think like a human. So it's there's part. That's the horrifying part. The job begin to change the work. Uh, can be used robot connected with AGI technology and replacing human in the process. But the dangers that if AGI learn how human thinks, so it's good thing that uh, artificial intelligence uh, learn to learn how human thinks, but uh, we don't know how it influences the uh, I I like okay, uh, how she begin like a human or a bad human causing a threat to society. So from my experience, from my perspective, that uh, human was not all good. There's some bad parts. So if the AI learned bad part, come threats for society. So if the AI learned from a uh, good people, they be useful for the society. So, so humans considered selfish and other, but uh, human, uh, I'm afraid that uh, it become like a virus that uh, the network can be influenced how things. So that's how the dangerous it is. And the AGI connects to a network system. If the AI control that system, already become a threat for humanity. So while I'm that this AI can connect a system that hold a bunch of human data and that system and AI take care of it. No, it must be human to take care of it because uh, I'd be afraid that the AI is going to lose control and trying to control every system or network is different one. So that's why I suggest on creating AI, make sure to control and put human value toward others. So, uh, that's all for today. Uh, sorry, I have spoken. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.